In the shadowy depths of a lush tropical forest, life thrives with a vibrancy that few get to witness. The golden sun streaming through the canopy illuminates what appears to be a playful troop of monkeys. However, amid the joyful sounds of chattering and swinging, one monkey stands out in a grim and horrifying way. That little creature is a living testament to a dark reality, one that beckons the curiosity of both biologists and the morbidly fascinated, with raw areas of flesh visible through patches of matted fur. This monkey's arm tells a story of suffering that diverges sharply from the usual carefree antics of its kin. Horrifically, a swarm of insects has made this unfortunate being their home, turning what should be a vibrant life into something that resembles a horror film. As we venture deeper into this treacherous realm of nature, we learn that insect infestations are not merely coincidental occurrences, but rather a stark manifestation of a larger ecological narrative. The wounds on this particular monkey are a buffet for these opportunistic parasites, where flesh-eating maggots wriggle and squirm, feasting heartily in an orchestra of nature's cruel design. Each small incision is a theater of decomposition, where the living become sustenance for the thriving. The sight is one that many would recoil from: decay, disease, and despair intermingled, a grotesque ballet that highlights the darker side of evolution. The wounds on the monkey are not simply isolated incidents. They are emblematic of a larger phenomenon. Insects such as blowflies lay their eggs in open wounds, and within hours, delicate larvae emerge, burrowing into soft tissue, consuming it as they grow. A rather macabre race against time, this grotesque life cycle underscores the vicious cycle of nature, wherein life and death are intertwined in ways often overlooked in romanticized portrayals of the animal kingdom. This cycle does not discriminate. The loss of habitat due to deforestation and human encroachment forces these animals into proximity with their foes as they leave behind their natural guardians and enter a world rife with new dangers. Moreover, this infestation reflects the relentless quest for survival of nature's tiniest agents. Insects can thrive in conditions where other forms of life perish, showcasing their resilience, like in the icy expanses of the Arctic, where the wind howls like a tormented spirit. We encounter a creature that is the very essence of raw, rugged beauty, the polar bear. However, not all is well in this frigid domain. Picture this majestic giant, its thick white coat glistening in the pale sunlight, yet something lurks beneath its fur, something horrific. Beneath the pristine surface lies a gruesome sight. A grotesque wound, a pulsating hive of bees lodged in the bear's flesh. It's a vision that repulses and intrigues in equal measure. How did this happen? What secrets does this shocking scenario reveal about nature's delicate balance and the often grotesque intersections of life within the wild? As we draw closer, the bear, normally an icon of strength and power, appears vulnerable, writhing in discomfort. Its once proud stature is marred by the sight of dozens of bees, their tiny bodies wriggling in and out of the gaping wound, creating a macabre dance upon its white fur. This unsettling scene brings with it an array of questions. How did a polar bear, an apex predator of the Arctic, come to suffer such a grotesque infestation? The answer lies in the complex web of life that governs our world, a network of interdependencies that can, at times, lead to truly bizarre and horrifying outcomes. Honeybees, known for their industrious nature and vital role in the ecosystem, typically thrive in warmer climates. Their sting, while painful to humans, serves as a defense mechanism. But for a polar bear, these stings are more than just minor irritants. The warm, nurturing fur of the polar bear becomes an unexpected haven for these. In the heart of the blistering desert, where the sun scorches the earth and the sands shift like time itself, a harrowing spectacle unfolds. An unassuming camel stands under the relentless sky, but what lies beneath its coarse fur sends a shiver down the spine of even the most seasoned onlooker. This creature, often revered as the ship of the desert, carries with it a chilling secret, a honeycomb wound, a grotesque mosaic of flesh, an infection that reveals the morbid intricacies of survival in a harsh environment. The wound, deep and cavernous, breathes a horrifying narrative of pain, neglect, and an alarming parasitic infestation that festers within. As you draw nearer, the mingling sense of decay and arid dust coalesce, turning your stomach. In the shadowy heart of nature, a tale unfolds that is both grotesque and captivating, drawing us into the unsettling world of a white lion. The king of beasts, renowned for its beauty and majesty, finds itself marred by an unthinkable affliction, a horrific barnacle wound. This captivating creature, draped in pale fur, roams the savanna, but its regal stride is interrupted by the unsightly blemish that festers along its side. The sight is a shocking contrast, nature's picture of grace entangled in the ugly grip of infestation. Barnacles, usually solitary creatures clinging to rocks and ships, have made an unexpected home on our noble lion. These small crustaceans, with their hard shells and sharp edges, are experts at establishing residence on unsuspecting hosts. Here, they cling tenaciously to the lion's skin, creating a grotesque patchwork of protruding shells that pierce the flesh underneath. The lion's body, an ecosystem of its own, bears witness to the relentless advance of these unwelcome guests, who filter nutrients from the air and water while draining the life force of their host. The barnacle infestation becomes a grim reminder of the often unseen battles that rage in the wild, a battle between survival and decay. The agony inflicted by these crustaceans not only evokes pity, but underscores a larger truth about the delicate balance of nature. As we peer into the life of this majestic lion wrested from its natural splendor, we reflect on the sometimes harsh reality of parasitism, a relationship where one thrives at the expense of another. The barnacles, merciless and persistent, thrive on the lion's predicament, feeding on its vitality, slowly eroding the strength of this once mighty predator. Yet, as we witness this lamentable coexistence, it prompts a deeper contemplation. Are we, as a species, not somewhat akin to these barnacles? Our progress often clings stubbornly to the resources of our planet. In the heart of the vast savannas, beneath the relentless African sun, emerges a creature that commands awe and respect: the white lion. With its majestic mane glowing like a cream-colored halo, this regal beast is often seen as a symbol of purity and strength. But today, we turn our gaze from the stunning beauty of this creature to the unsettling reality that lurks beneath its surface, a gruesome and horrifying affliction that casts a dark shadow over its noble form. If you will, a white lion, the embodiment of grace, now marred by a horrific wound, an embodiment of nature's darker side. This is the disturbing saga of a white lion beset by an egregious infestation of insects, a tale that intertwines the beauty of the wild with the grotesque fragility of life. As we zoom in closer on this majestic but suffering animal, we uncover a wound that is more than just an injury. It is a portal into a world of horror, a gaping hole in the lion's flesh, likely a product of an unfortunate encounter with a thorny bush, or maybe the brutal bite of another predator. Nestled within this wound, a colony of insidious insects has made itself at home: flies, maggots, and beetles, all reveling in the rot and decay, turning the lion into a veritable feast. This infestation, while shocking in its implication, speaks volumes about the cycle of life and death in nature. Flies can sense the slightest hint of putrefaction from miles away. Their very existence hinges on their ability to locate the weak and the dying. The grim reality of insect infestation is an all-too-familiar phenomenon in the wild. Insects play a vital role in ecosystems, acting as scavengers and decomposers, and whilst they are often taken for granted, their presence signifies a breakdown in the delicate tapestry of life. As carrion feeders, they thrive in decay, reducing what was once vibrant and alive to mere remnants. It is a grim reminder of our own mortality as the white lion, once the apex predator, finds itself in a precarious position, no longer on the top of the food chain, but rather the host of a grotesque banquet. The life cycle of these insects is a marvel of nature in its own right, albeit one that would send shivers down the spine of even the most seasoned wildlife enthusiast. Flies lay their eggs in the open wound. Soon, the larvae emerge, tiny, writhing maggots that feast upon the necrotic flesh. Their bodies, translucent and repulsive, consume the very essence of life, leaving nothing but a hollow shell behind. In a way, they are nature's cleanup crew, albeit one that operates with a level of horror that can hardly be imagined. With every passing day, the infestation grows, and so too does the horror of the situation. As we observe this white lion, we are reminded that nature is not always the picturesque landscape we envision on travel brochures. It is raw, it is brutal, and sometimes it is shockingly grotesque. The struggles of survival unfold in real time, unraveling any romantic notions we may have about the wild. It is a hardened reality when insects, seemingly so small and insignificant, can overpower even the might of a creature so mighty as the lion. Here we are confronted with a twisted irony, the very thing that signifies the